They talk what the babes be talking.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Welcome back, guys, for another episode of BAE Talk. Episode 4. It's Friday. What else to say about Friday? Fridays are great. I felt like this was like the longest week. I don't know if I'm by myself on this one, but this week was like extra long. And another thing, if you live in Texas, it is so effing cold. Trying to watch out for my cuss words because, you know, mom's kind of let me know I cussed a little bit much in my last episode, so I'm going to calm it down. But, excuse my language, it's fucking cold outside. It's cold. We went from like 80 to 50. Like within like a day's change. This weather in Texas is so bipolar. I can't stand it. I've lived here like most of my life and I still cannot get over the weather. So that's why I have wearing my favorite hoodie. If you know me, most of the time in winter, I probably wear this hoodie. And I just wear hoodies starting like when they announce that it's fall. I bring out my scarves, my boots, my sweaters, my hoodies, because I get cold. That's another discussion for another time. Don't want to run too late into this show. So, while you're here, go ahead and show love, subscribe, and share. Still trying to work on getting these little subscribers up, so help BAE out and get the word out there. Go ahead and share out my platform. Share out the link, please. You know, help BAE out. So, my 2 cents today is going to be on Lucas Joyner's, I said that backward. Joyner Lucas, forgive me. Joyner Lucas's new album, Evolution. He dropped that at midnight. I listened to it. Straight flames. My phone caught fire. That's all I can simply say. I loved it. I'll be listening to it again on my way to pick up my child because I can't, drive up to the daycare listening to, that music because, I don't want to be looked at like that. But I love it. I love it. Straight fire. I never expected him to disappoint. I mean, all of his music is pretty fire. And another one of my friends brought this to my attention. I was under the impression that I feel like he's a little underrated. But as my friend said, that it's not that he's underrated. It's just more so that he doesn't play a lot of radio. His music's not usually on the radio, so you don't really hear that much about him. But he wins awards for his albums and stuff. So people hear about him, but I just expect him to be, talked about more than just like everybody else, like Cardi B, all of them. But I know they're probably more mainstream, which is why they're probably more talked about. But check out Joyner Lucas's album Evolution. It's on Apple Music, and I think it's at all platforms. So here I am doing some free promo. You hear me? But it's great. I loved it. Believe this dropped this Friday as well. Her song Damage. Amazing. So if you feel like vibing out, especially with this gloomy weather and it's all sad and whatnot, check it out. Check out Damage. It's a nice little vibe when you a little bit in your feelings. You ain't feeling like thugging it out. Check out her because I love her voice and I love a lot of her songs. I love her. When I'm in my feelings and I'm feeling some type of way and I'm not thugging it out, I'm probably listening to her. That's just, what I do. So I watched the finale of Lovecraft Country. If you haven't watched Lovecraft Country, please get on it. Get on your P's and Q's and watch it. Lovecraft Country is just so wonderfully written. They go through each, anything that Black people have gone through, they touch and tap into it. And it's a little weird starting off. Not gonna lie. And I talked about this in my other episode, so I'm not gonna dive too much into it. It starts off a little weird, aliens and witchcraft and magic and all that stuff. So you're like, what the fuck is this? But when you actually get into it, it is such a good show. And they bring up the Tulsa Massacre. They go into they talk about segregation because it does happen during that time of segregation. So I think it's the 1960s. But it's just great. It's just, and I said Tulsa Massacre, that didn't happen in 1960s. You just gotta watch the show to understand why that pops up. But it's great. It's a great show. I love it. I'm telling you, I thought it was so weird at first. I was like, what am I watching? But the more I got into it and watching the finale, it's just crazy. It didn't end the way I thought it would. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Word on the street. #in SARS. It is Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Don't judge me. I had to see what the acronym was for. But it's going on in Nigeria, and it's where they're going through police brutality out there in Nigeria. And SARS is supposed to deal with like robbery, vehicle thefts, just crimes that are going on. And instead, they are doing exactly what's happening here in America. It's just police brutality and them abusing their power, pretty much is what it is. I know they posted some clips and videos of them shooting at the crowds when they're protesting and things of that nature. So sending prayers to Nigeria. I do have friends that are Nigerian, so definitely sending prayers there, whether I have those friends or not. Just sending prayers, because this is just a really rough time in life. I'm not even going to say America. In life, this is just a tough, ugly time, and I'm not sure what it means. We're just praying for better, sending prayers to Nigeria. It just has to stop, all this violence. I hate all this violence, especially because I'm such a loving, just optimistic person. Just all this negativity and violence and stuff like this is just, it sucks. I added another subject to talk about, which I'm going to call bringing it to the table. And for bringing it to the table for my first time, I want to talk about anxiety, mental health in the Black community. I just want to share a little bit about myself, what have I experienced, and feel free to also comment or inbox me, message me about any of your experiences, because I know it's something that doesn't really get talked about. So I do want to take time to talk about it. Just bring more awareness and let people know that it's okay. I used to be really embarrassed by it. Didn't quite know what it meant until finally my doctor let me know I had anxiety, for kind of made me understand a lot of what what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, and also going into therapy. So let me just share a little bit about me. I did not know, but I used to have a lot of anxiety attacks. I would feel very overwhelmed, and when I feel really overwhelmed by just anything going on in life, it gives me a really bad anxiety attack. So for me personally, anxiety affects me physically. I get the tightness of the chest, shortness of breath, I get dizzy, my stomach gets upset, sometimes I end up throwing up, sometimes I can't eat. It affects me really bad. And I know when I was in college, it used to affect me really, really bad, in the form where I used to have to be rushed to the emergency room by my roommates, because I'd always feel like I'm literally having, like, it felt like I was having a heart attack. I would just feel like there's pressure on my chest, and my chest muscles would just clench up so bad to where there was a time that they had to give me muscle relaxers just to relax my muscles, because my chest was clenched up so bad. I didn't know what was happening when it was going on, but when I finally went to my doctor, she ran every, heart test there was, EKG, stress tests, anything that you could think of, just to see if there was anything wrong with my chest. But it ended up just being that I just suffer from anxiety. And for me, anxiety is a big, I want to say, elephant in the room in my life, or a big obstacle. It's something I deal with daily, and it's the little things, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. I used to have friends that tell me, Janae, it's all in your head, or just don't think about it, calm down. Honestly, it's easier said than done. Of course, I wish I could go through life without having an anxiety attack, or feeling like I'm about to pass out, or feeling like I just can't catch my breath. I would love to not feel that way, especially around my daughter. I would love to not have an anxiety attack while I'm with her. And it does happen. There have been many nights where I'm laying there with her and I can feel one coming on, and I had to step out the room and go meditate and sit by myself and just try to relax myself. Anxiety is a very tough thing to go through. I feel like it's also affected a lot of my relationships, friendships. A lot of the things that I feel like are normal to me, or me trying to watch out for other people, comes off as me trying to be in control in my friends' lives. And I didn't understand or know that that's what I was doing until it was brought to my attention. it's just it sucks. That's all I really have to say about it. Anxiety is definitely something that sucks. To just feel like you're always not in control, and for me it's always the unknown that kind of really just freaks me out. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it's something I'm working on. I work on it daily. A few things that help me, a few coping mechanisms that my therapist recommended. So one, therapy. I go to therapy for it, and I talk out a lot of my things that make me anxious or when I feel overwhelmed. I talk with my therapist about it. Don't be afraid to admit that you go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting your mind right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And I had to realize that there was nothing wrong with going to talk to a therapist. And of course, I always had friends and family to sit and listen to me, you know, talk things through. But sometimes family and friends have the tendency of being biased. Not on purpose, and I know it's not on purpose that they try to be biased, but it does tend to happen, and some of the feedback they give sometimes isn't helpful because they're just friends. But a therapist is someone who knows the work and what to do and gives you, you know, solutions to your problems. So that's why I enjoy going to therapy, because my therapist personally does give me homework and things to work on to help me with my anxiety. So a few things I do: I meditate. I download a meditating app, and it assists me with meditating. So I used to add that to my daily regimen. I have let up of meditation. I don't do it as much. I will sit and meditate if it's a really, really bad anxiety attack, or I feel like there is a lot weighing heavy on my mind. Then I do sit and take time to meditate. And that's just finding like 5 minutes to myself, and I just sit and just empty out my brain, as hard as that is, because my brain never stops running. That's another problem I have. My brain is just always on the go. That's another issue. So, yeah, I just sit and meditate, or I'll journal. Journaling is another good thing, especially with like I said, the mind that race and pace. I also have the tendency of thinking really negative thoughts. I'm a very positive, happy person. And unfortunately, up here, we're not on the same page. My mind just goes crazy with a lot of like just bad thoughts that I don't want to think. So with that, I sit and journal. Sometimes I'll journal out my bad thoughts, or write about how I'm feeling, or just anything that's overwhelming me or making me feel anxious. I write it all out. And most of the time when I write it out, I feel so much better. So that's two. So meditation, journaling. Also, I feel grounded. So I'll ground myself. I will sit and make sure my feet are on the ground, and I'll feel like I'll put my hands on my chair, and I'll just sit, and I take time, and I do deep breathing, and I follow my six senses. Sorry. 5 senses. Oh my God. You know which sense it is. 5 senses. But I'll sit and think, you know, what I can feel, what I can touch, you know, not necessarily taste, but that is one. My therapist also recommended, like, eat a piece of chocolate and think about how it tastes. Like, just go through your 5 senses and kind of ground yourself. And most of the time that makes you feel better as well. Another thing that I do is exercise. Exercise is a good stress reliever and anxiety. So I might not do that when my chest is clenched up. But if I just feel like I'm just overworked about something, I'll go work out. Let me think. I think that's usually all my mechanisms that I typically do. And they do help. I will say they do help. So feel free to share with me. If you are another person out there that stress and, you know, has anxiety too and wants to talk it out, I'm here. I suffer through anxiety, and it's just something I got to deal with on a day-to-day basis. My friends who know me and they love me. And shout out to my friend Tisha, because she knows I call her all the time because I always think I'm like dying. So I love you for always answering my late night calls of like me thinking I'm having a heart attack and dying. I'm fine, and that's what I always have to tell myself. I'm fine. So just wanted to bring that to the front and bring that to the table and let you know that having any type of mental, I don't want to say illness, because I don't really want to call it an illness, but just anything that deals with the mental and is a little bit of a complication or obstacle, you can get through it. You just have to have a good support system. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're doing and finding healthy ways of taking care of yourself and coping, because it can be done. It's rough, it's hard, but it can be done. So for BAE Talk, so let me speed through this. Sorry, because I don't like making my videos that long. For BAE Talk, I had a question, which was, do you believe in living with your significant other before you get married. So I posted this on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook friends, for y'all always give me the energy that I love and like. Y'all always comment and respond to a lot of my questions, so I love you guys. So I have Jessica who said yes. Oh, so let me reiterate the question. Do you believe in living together before marriage? Why or why not? So Jessica says yes. You can't really know someone unless you've lived with them for a while. It's important to see how they function day to day. I agree. I can't, just me personally, I can't imagine marrying someone and then living with them. Because I like to do things a certain way, and I know sometimes I have my quirks, and I'm a little off sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you need to make sure you can live with me. And it's not that, and with you, I need to make sure you're not dirty, you're not disgusting, you're not like just a complete pig. Like, I can't do dirtiness. So we have to see if we're compatible. And not only in that, and just all things, like the way we finance our money. I can't be, when we try to be frugal and you over here blowing off all our money and now we broke. Like, I need to know how you live on a day-to-day basis. I have Nigel who said it depends on so many factors within a person's self. Yeah, sure. I had Ren who said that he is going to live separately from his wife. He said, I'm different, but I know my wife and I will have 2 different residences. To each his own. I'm not going to judge. That's your life. If wifey's happy with that, that's you. Also had Monique say, yes, ma'am. I need to know how you act in different situations. If you cook or clean, and what you do all day. Hell, I need to know if I could be around you all day and not want to kill you in your sleep. Period. I agree. Let's see. I had Erica say, I do get that you want to see how a person is before you move in with them. I don't know how I really feel though. I would rather wait to please God. I think ultimately that there's more, that's more important. Sorry, I can't talk today. So if I trust him and I have prayed over this person, I do think I can wait, which is fair because I know it says that in the Bible. So I'm not gonna, not knocking that at all. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Michelle said, I am very, very OCD. I like my house in order and I know where everything is. I need to live with you beforehand because if you're too messy, I will not be able to hang. Period. I can't do messiness. I can't do a unclean kitchen, a dirty bathroom. Those are 2 things and 2 places that just cannot be a mess to me. Like, I just can't. I can't do it. So I agree. I personally think that it's better to live together before marriage. Now, me personally, I've lived with 2 boyfriends. I don't know. In those, I feel like I jumped too soon into living with them. I think the next time, next go around, I'll wait a little bit longer before I just jump in and move in with somebody. I've been living by myself now for like 4 to 5 years. So it's been great. I don't have to argue with nobody about cleaning. I don't have to hear them. If I don't feel like cleaning, I don't have to hear your mouth about how I didn't feel like fixing the bed today. Like, peace. Okay. But yeah, that was my little BAE talk. Just want to let y'all know next week is going to be a lot different. And you will see how. I don't know if I want to spill beans on it. I'll just let y'all see. I ain't gonna get all into it. Y'all just gonna see next week. Next week's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And it's gonna be very different because I won't be recording here. So it's gonna be fun. And I'll also have some friends with me. So I just want to end this pillow talk. End this segment with some pillow talk. I found myself a little down today. Just, a little bit down. And I just have to realize, and I just want everybody to know, life is not fair. Life is just not fair sometimes. And sometimes you just have to keep it fucking pushing. Like, that's all you have to do. And even on the days that you feel down and sad and just things are not going right, just know that you're not alone. I have my days, like I said, as positive and optimistic and fun and loving as I am as a person. I do have my days of being down where I want to be alone. And I just feel sad. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay. I just want y'all to know that. It's okay to not be okay. reach out to people, reach out to your friends, reach out to your families, reach out to your therapist if you have a therapist. When you're feeling any type of way, reach out to someone and talk it out. And if you don't want to talk it out, that's fine. Journal it out. I'm telling you, journaling has really just changed my life. Journaling things out and writing out how I feel has really helped. So if you just don't feel like telling anybody and talking out your business, write it out. Write it. But definitely just know that you're not alone. Life is just wild and crazy right now. And I never thought I'd be alive to see where we are now. And I just pray that things get better. That's all I do every single day is pray that things will get better. And yeah, that's about it. And I also want to pray that this weather gets a little warmer. But that's all that I have for BAE Talk for segment 4. Feel free to leave me some comments and let me know how you like the show. Like I said, stay tuned for next week because next week is gonna be tons of fun. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for being here with me. Bye.